How Sherlock Holmes hacked the brain for extreme performance. Scientific method exposed the observation secret. 99% of Americans are missing works in 7 days. There's a cognitive technique used by FBI profilers that can 10x your decision-making skills. It's been hiding in plain sight for over 100 years, and most people walk right past it every single day. Ever wonder why some people spot million-dollar opportunities while others see nothing but problems? Why certain CEOs make game-changing decisions in minutes, while others drown in analysis paralysis? The answer isn't about IQ, connections, or luck. It's about a skill that Sherlock Holmes mastered, and it can revolutionize your entire approach to success: strategic observational intelligence. But here's what nobody tells you. 95% of people confuse looking with observing. You look at your phone 150 plus times daily. But how many times do you actually observe patterns, opportunities, or strategic insights? Holmes wasn't born a genius. He developed a neurological framework that literally rewired his brain to detect invisible patterns that others miss completely. Think about this. In 1887, when Arthur Conan Doyle created Holmes, there was no Google, no data analytics, no AI algorithms. Yet this fictional character could process complex information and reach accurate conclusions using nothing but disciplined observation. He transformed uncertainty into clarity, chaos into strategy, confusion into competitive advantage. What does this mean for you in 2025? We're living in the age of information overload. The average person consumes 34 gigabytes of information daily. That's equivalent to 174 newspapers. Our brains didn't evolve to process this data tsunami. The result? We make decisions based on impulse, not intelligence. We react instead of responding strategically. But Holmes discovered something revolutionary. Information quality always trumps information quantity. While others collected data without discrimination, he created mental filters that highlighted only what mattered. This isn't just an investigation technique, it's a peak performance protocol that Fortune 500 CEOs, elite athletes, and military strategists use today. Here's the first secret. Every piece of information you need for your next breakthrough decision is already available around you right now. The problem isn't lack of data, it's lack of a system to process it strategically. Holmes developed 3 observation layers: surface level, what everyone sees; structural level, hidden patterns; and strategic level, future implications. The surface level is where 90% of people get trapped. They see the obvious: the market's tough, competition is fierce, I don't have time. The structural level reveals connections. Why do some people thrive while others fail in identical conditions? The strategic level anticipates: what moves can I make today that will position me perfectly for tomorrow's opportunities? Real-world application. A tech startup founder used this 3-layer system to analyze his failing company. Surface level: declining users. Structural level: users weren't leaving because of the product, they were leaving because of poor onboarding. Strategic level: fixing onboarding would not only retain current users, but create viral growth through better user experience. Result: 400% growth in 6 months. The difference between successful people and everyone else isn't talent or resources, it's having a systematic approach to extracting actionable intelligence from everyday situations. Holmes showed us that genius isn't about having brilliant insights. It's about having a reliable method for consistently reaching correct conclusions. Immediate implementation exercise. For the next 7 days, spend 5 minutes every morning practicing strategic observation. Pick one specific challenge in your life: a business problem, a relationship issue, a career decision. Write down 3 observations for each layer. What's obvious to everyone? What patterns do you detect? And what future opportunities does this reveal? This isn't another self-help method. This is performance archaeology. We're uncovering excellence codes that have survived the test of time. Holmes left us an operational manual for navigating modern complexity with Victorian-era wisdom. If you want to discover how elite investigators reprogram their brains for peak performance, comment, observe, and I'll send you an exclusive mini training with the 5 neurological techniques Holmes used to see what others couldn't. And if this video already made you notice something different about your reality, smash that like button. It helps me reach more performance archaeologists like you. How to memorize 500x faster. Sherlock Holmes' forbidden mental trick. What do world memory champions, elite hackers, and Sherlock Holmes have in common? A brain hack that transforms mental chaos into systematic genius in under 30 days, and big tech doesn't want you to learn it. Did you know the human brain can store the equivalent of 2.5 million gigabytes of information? That's more than the entire Library of Congress. But here's the paradox. Most people can't remember where they put their car keys yesterday. The problem isn't lack of capacity, it's lack of mental architecture. Holmes discovered something that neuroscientists only recently confirmed. Memory isn't storage, it's a network of strategic connections. He developed what he called the memory palace, a technique that increases information retention by up to 600%. This isn't science fiction. This is applied neuroplasticity that you can master starting today. But let's go beyond the basic concept. The real power of the memory palace isn't just remembering information, it's creating strategic connections between seemingly unrelated data points. This is where breakthrough insights are born, where creative solutions emerge, where opportunities invisible to others suddenly become crystal clear. How does a detective's brain actually work? While average people store information linearly and chaotically, Holmes created a mental categorization system that functioned like a neurological database. Every new piece of data was automatically classified, connected, and indexed for instant access when needed. Imagine your brain as a library. Most people throw books randomly on shelves. When they need specific information, they frantically search through mental clutter and find nothing. Holmes, by contrast, created a cataloging system so precise he could access any information within seconds of needing it. The 4-step neural protocol. Step 1: Base architecture. Create specific mental categories. Holmes used people, places, behavioral patterns, opportunities, and threats. Every incoming information was immediately classified into these buckets. Step 2: Spatial anchoring. Associate each category with a physical location you know intimately. Your house, office, gym. The brain remembers information better when it's connected to concrete spaces you can visualize. Step 3: Cross connections. This is the advanced level. Whenever you add new information, ask, how does this connect to what I already know? These connections are where high-impact insights are generated. Step 4: Strategic review. Every Sunday, conduct a mental audit. Review the week's collected information and identify emerging patterns. This is where hidden opportunities reveal themselves. Real case study. A real estate investor applied this method to analyze market opportunities. Instead of randomly collecting property data, he categorized market trends Room 1, financing options Room 2, demographic shifts Room 3, regulatory changes Room 4, competitor moves Room 5. Within 90 days, he identified an underserved market segment that competitors had ignored for years. Result: $2.3 million profit in his first year. The difference between information and intelligence is organization. Holmes transformed his brain into a strategic processing machine. He didn't accumulate data, he cultivated wisdom. He didn't just learn facts, he built a thinking system that generated insights automatically. Advanced implementation. Get a physical notebook, not digital. There's neuroscience behind this. Divide it into 5 sections: opportunities, threats, resources, connections, insights. For the next 21 days, mentally categorize every relevant information you receive. You'll be amazed at the patterns you start detecting. The competitive advantage. In today's information economy, the ability to rapidly process and connect disparate data points is worth millions. While others drown in information overload, you'll have a systematic approach to extract actionable intelligence from any situation. This isn't just memory improvement, it's cognitive architecture that transforms how you think, decide, and act. Holmes showed us that genius isn't about having a better brain. It's about having a better system for using the brain you have. If you want to learn the complete memory palace technique that I used to memorize 500 business strategies in 6 months, Comment Palace, and I'll send you an exclusive tutorial. And if this method already made you rethink how you organize information, share this video. You might be helping someone unlock their inner genius. The math formula that solves any problem in 10 minutes. Scientists tested there's an equation Sherlock Holmes used to solve impossible cases in minutes. It can revolutionize how you make decisions forever, and it's so simple. Most people dismiss it as too basic to work. When you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. This isn't just a catchy quote. It's the most powerful mathematical formula for decision-making ever discovered. And I'm about to show you how to apply it to solve any problem in your life in under 10 minutes. The Holmes equation. Truth equals total possibilities confirmed impossibilities. Looks simple. That's exactly what confuses 99% of people. Our brains are hardwired to search for the right answer directly. Holmes discovered it's infinitely more efficient to eliminate wrong answers first. This is what we call strategic elimination thinking. Why does this work neurologically? Your prefrontal cortex, the brain area responsible for complex decisions, consumes 20% of your total brain energy. When you try to analyze multiple possibilities simultaneously, you hit cognitive overload. The Holmes method reduces mental load by focusing on elimination, not selection. 3-level practical application. Level 1: simple problems. You're choosing between 2 job offers. Instead of endlessly listing pros and cons, ask, what factors, if present, would make each option impossible to accept? Eliminate the impossibilities first, then choose from what remains. Level 2: complex challenges. You want to launch a product, but don't know where to start. List every scenario where the launch would definitely fail. Unreliable suppliers, undefined target market, insufficient capital. Eliminate these risks first. What remains is your viable path forward. Level 3: strategic decisions. You're planning the next 5 years of your career. Instead of trying to predict the future, identify which paths definitely won't take you where you want to go. Eliminate declining industries, saturated markets, obsolete skills. What remains are your high potential options. The fatal error everyone makes. We try to find the perfect solution. Holmes discovered there is no perfect solution, there's only the best available solution after eliminating the worst options. This perspective shift is revolutionary. Real implementation case. An entrepreneur spent 6 months trying to choose a niche for her online business. She analyzed trends, studied competitors, researched markets. She was paralyzed by option abundance. She applied the Holmes method, listed 20 possible niches, then eliminated those requiring high capital. Eliminated 8. Specific technical knowledge she lacked. Eliminated 6. Oversaturated markets. Eliminated 4. 2 clear options remained. She chose one and generated $75,000 in the first month. The mathematical tool. For any decision, use the Holmes elimination matrix. List all possible options. Define impossibility criteria. Resources, time, skills, values. Systematically eliminate what doesn't meet criteria from remaining options. Choose the one offering best result or risk ratio. The psychological power. This method doesn't just optimize decisions, it eliminates regret. Since you followed a logical elimination process, you know you made the best possible choice with available information. Advanced exercise. Take the most important decision you need to make in the next 30 days. Apply the Holmes equation. List 10 possibilities. Identify 5 impossibility criteria. Eliminate systematically. You'll have your answer in under 20 minutes, and it will be based on logic, not emotion. Holmes taught us that genius isn't having brilliant insights, it's having a reliable system for reaching correct conclusions consistently. The difference between amateur and master isn't talent, it's method. The business application. Fortune 500 companies use this exact framework for strategic planning. They don't brainstorm what might work, they eliminate what definitely won't work. What remains becomes their strategic focus. You can apply the same principle to personal decisions, career moves, investment choices, even relationship decisions. Why this works in the digital age? We're overwhelmed by options. Dating apps, career paths, investment opportunities. Business ideas, endless choices create decision paralysis. The Holmes method cuts through option overload by systematically reducing choices to manageable numbers. If you want the complete Holmes elimination matrix with 50 tested criteria for different decision types, comment deduction and I'll send it free. And if this method already helped you see a decision more clearly, tag that friend who's also stuck on some choice. This video could unlock their future. How to build an immortal legacy. The historical genius method finally revealed. Sherlock Holmes died 130 years ago. His cases were solved decades ago. So why are we still talking about him today? The answer will change how you think about success forever. Have you ever wondered why some people are forgotten immediately after death, while others become timeless? It's not about money, power, or fame. Bezos has billions, but will he be remembered in 200 years? Politicians control nations, but how many can you name from the 1800s? True immortality doesn't come from what you accumulate, it comes from the system you leave behind. Holmes never physically existed, yet his methodology survived 2 world wars, the digital revolution, and the AI era. Why? Because he didn't just leave solved cases, he left a replicable methodology for peak performance that transcends time and technology. The difference between legacy and achievement. Achievements are personal and temporary. Steve Jobs died, but the iPhone kept evolving. Einstein died, but relativity still governs physics. Holmes died, but detectives worldwide still use his methods. They understood something fundamental. Systems survive, individuals don't. The 4 pillars of immortality code. Pillar 1: transferable method. Can your skills be taught to others? Holmes codified observation, mental organization, and logical deduction into processes anyone can learn. He didn't hoard secrets, he systematized them for replication. Pillar 2: multiplier impact. Does one person applying your method impact how many others? The Holmes method doesn't just solve one case, it teaches how to solve any case. It doesn't answer one question, it teaches how to ask the right questions. Pillar 3: timeless relevance. Does your system work regardless of era? Observation, organization, and logic were relevant in 1800, are today, will be in 2200. Technology changes. Fundamental principles remain constant. Pillar for continuous evolution. Can others improve upon your system? The Holmes method inspired modern criminology, investigation techniques, even AI algorithms. He created a foundation that allows infinite evolution and improvement. How to apply this to your life? Stop thinking only about personal results. Start building systems. If you're in sales, don't just focus on hitting quotas, develop methodologies other salespeople can use. If you're a leader, don't just manage, create leadership frameworks that survive your departure. The immortality exercise. Take your main professional skill. Now answer, if you disappeared today, could others replicate your best results? If the answer is no, you've built a golden prison. You're indispensable, but not immortal. Strategic documentation methodology. Holmes left detailed records of his cases, not from vanity, but from strategy. He knew undocumented methods die with their creators. Start today. Document your processes, discoveries, failures, especially the failures. They're the most valuable learning tools. The paradox of true greatness. The more you teach your methods, the more important you become. Holmes could have guarded secrets to maintain exclusivity. Instead, he shared them and became history's most famous detective. Generosity with knowledge is the fastest path to lasting relevance. Your immortality test. 50 years from now, what do you want people to remember about you? Not your possessions, not your titles. What problem did you solve? What method did you create? What life did you transform? This question separates builders from accumulators. The final commitment. Write a letter to yourself 10 years in the future. Describe the system you want to have created, the lives you want to have impacted, the legacy you want to leave. Post this letter where you'll see it daily. It will be your anchor when urgent distractions try to pull you from what's essential. Real-world legacy building. A management consultant documented every successful strategy she used with clients. Instead of keeping these proprietary, she published them in a methodology framework. Result: Her methods are now taught in business schools worldwide. She achieved true professional immortality by systematizing and sharing her expertise. Holmes taught us that real peak performance isn't about being the best, it's about creating something that makes others better. It's not about solving your problem, it's about teaching others to solve theirs. It's not about your success, it's about making success systematic and accessible. The ultimate question: will your life's work die with you, or will it live forever through the people you impact? The choice is yours, and it starts with your very next decision. If you're ready to transform your skills into an immortal legacy, comment "My Legacy" and I'll send you the complete strategic documentation template I use to systematize knowledge. And if this video changed your perspective on success, share it with someone who needs to stop accumulating and start building. Immortality begins today, with the next person you decide to impact.